Alright, in the second video here, I'm going to show you the few bass fills that Paul McCartney throws into the song in various places. There's 5 total that I'm going to show you. The first 4 are easy, not complicated. They involve just basic hammer-on, pull-off, slide techniques. The 5th one will be the hardest out of the group. It's not too complicated. It's basically a variation of the intro riff, but it'll take some practice, especially if you're new to bass playing. But anyway, for the first fill, it happens after the first chorus, and it's during the intro riff. There's the first fill, and what he does is, instead of dropping down to the 12th fret on the D string, he's doing grace notes. He's on the 12th fret on the G string, and he's just doing 10th fret grace notes. So it's now, to play a grace note, it's not quite like a hammer-on. The grace notes are they're played real quick. It's like a fraction of a note that you're playing to go along with the main note that you're playing. So it's play it again. That's the first fill. Second fill happens before the electric piano and guitar solo. It's that same intro riff. And what he's doing there, instead of once again dropping down to the 12th fret on the D string, he's just doing a basic hammer-on from the 10th fret G string, up a full step to the 12th fret G string. So, when played in full, it's something like this. Just like that. That's the second fill. The third fill happens after the guitar solo. Same intro riff again. What he's doing there is just 2 sets of hammer-on and pull-offs with the 10th and 12th frets on the G string, and it goes like what you're doing is the 10th fret here on the G string, and you're gonna strike the 10th fret, hammer on the 12th fret, and pull off back to the 10th fret, and then you're going to repeat that again. So in full, it goes something like that. There's the third fill. The fourth fill happens before the outro begins, and same intro riff again. So, right there, instead of, again, dropping down to the 12th fret and sliding, you're here on the 10th fret, and you're going to strike the 12th fret, then pull off back to the 10th, then hammer on the 12th fret again. That's on the G string. And after you hammer on the 12th fret again, you're going to just slide down, do a descending slide. So that there is the 4th fill. Those first 4 fills, obviously, as you could see, are very easy to get the hang of. This 5th fill is the hardest out of the group, but it's not overly hard. It's, as I said, just a variation of the intro riff that McCartney's doing. I'm going to play it for you slowly, and then break it down as best I can. So like I showed you in the first video, that outro, you're doing a steady rhythm in D here on the 10th fret. I'm going to slow it down and show you the fill that he does. So you can see what I mean by when I say he's doing a variation of that intro riff. So I'm gonna now break it down for you as best as possible. So you're doing that steady rhythm here. You're doing a grace note like I showed you before, 12th fret and a 10th fret grace note. That was on the A string. Then jump up to 10th fret G string. And the next two notes are both 12th frets, D string and A string. So far what we got is then back to the 10th fret. And the next four notes are 16th notes. Back up to the 10th fret on the G string. That's the first half of that fill. So when that first half is played out in full, it's then the second half of it starts out back on the 12th fret D string, and you're just descending and sliding. Doing a descending slide from 12th fret D string, then you're back to the 10th fret on the E string, and the second half is very similar to the first half of that fill, except there's a few differences here and there. I'm going to play it slowly for you. So what you're doing is 12th fret, 2 8th notes, 10th fret D, and then you're going to do 4 16th notes. So and then just like I showed you before, 12th fret, 10th fret grace note, 10th fret G string, and 12th fret D and A string. And that there is just a legato slide from the 10th fret to the 12th fret on the A string, and then 10th fret G string, 12th fret D string, descending slide. It seems complicated, but once you practice it a few times, get the hang of it, will just, you'll get the hang of it, and that there is the 5 fills that McCartney does throughout the song. So add that with the first video, and that there is all you need to know to play Come Together on bass guitar.